I remember starkly the starting school at a senior high school. At the time, I think I was 11 years old, and I'm starting the 7th grade, and you confront a school building that has seniors that are 18 walking around. Argentine was an old school. I think it probably dated back to the 20s when it was first built. And we still had some of the football equipment left from those days, because when I started playing football as a freshman at Argentine, my first helmet was a leather helmet. It had no face mask or anything like that. About halfway through the season, I was elevated to a plastic football helmet, which was really an upgrade, and your head really noticed the difference. I do remember that kind of equipment. I remember the game, learning the game. I had never played it, and loved it a lot. Athletics played such a role in my life. The coaches I had at Argentine taught me an awful lot, more than just the sport. They were encouraging, they were challenging, critical when necessary. They were genuinely good people, and it's a benefit to anybody to be around good people. My teachers were that way at Argentine. They encourage you to perform at the peak of your ability. They challenge you never to quit. And we had those at Argentine, probably as fine a collection of teachers and coaches that I've ever been exposed to, all in one building. Well, the Vietnam War was just beginning to escalate when I graduated from high school. Once you were 18, you were eligible for the draft, and unless you could get deferred for some reason. One was making going to college full-time and making progress toward a degree there. And the draft board made it clear to me that I either graduated at the end of 4 years or I didn't, because I was going to be drafted at the end of my 4-year period. I did finish. I received my degree. I took the pre-induction physical 3 days after my commencement exercises at KU. I was mentally prepared to go on, but I had a hearing impairment that disqualified me from going into the military, and all of a sudden it opened up a life that I had not planned for. It's hard to make plans when you know you're going to go to war. And as soon as I found that I was not going to be inducted into the military, I began to make plans. And I decided to go to law school as soon as I was able to apply, and I've never regretted that choice, ever. Took a job with the legal department at Kansas City Power and Light Company as really a young, inexperienced attorney. It thrust me into a work schedule that I'd never had bargained for. A lot of long days, a lot of hours every day, but an opportunity to taste practice and experience at a level that I'd never had. It exposed me to not only the challenge, the intellectual challenge of a wide-ranging legal career, but also insights into the business of the company. And then I later moved into the senior management of the company. I'd had a pretty good grounding in the legal department, so I didn't know much about any area, but I knew a little bit about a lot of areas, and that helped a lot. All of us find it easy to take because there are generous people around willing to give of their time and of their teaching, their instruction, their coaching, whatever they provide for us. But to pay that back, you know, if there hadn't been dedicated teachers who spent their free time or their spare time helping coach, or who would spend time out of the classroom with you, or the volunteers that helped support the school system or that supported our community, the people that kept the church open every week. If it weren't for them, you know, where in the world would I have been? You've got to have people that are dedicated to seeing their community not only prosper, but feel a sense of responsibility to give back. I still remain active myself. I'm on about 8 boards now. At the peak of my career, I think at one time I was on 23 or 24 boards. Our community had areas of interest to me. I've always been interested in education and educational advancement and job and economic development. Aside from your schooling, probably one of the most important things anybody can find is a productive job or career in front of them. those are the areas that I spend most of my time. I still spend quite a bit in higher education and still do a good degree of fundraising. I am proud to be an alum. I am proud to continue to participate in the affairs of this district, this county, this school system. The impact it made on me and my life and my family's life is indelible. I'm not nearly as important as the pathway that I was able to follow, and this school district was what helped me do that.